Chapter 1. 30 years ago, Ted Haggard stepped into my life because he lost an argument. We were attending Oral Roberts University. Ted was a senior, I was a junior, and along with several other students, we had been chosen as spiritual life directors in the dorms. As custom dictated, each women's dorm had been paired with a corresponding men's dorm. The campus chaplain expected the spiritual life directors from each pair of dorms to share responsibilities and plan activities together. Though Ted and his friend Paul Osteen had lived in the same dorm for the past 3 years, if both men wanted to be spiritual life directors, one of them would have to move and take the dorm paired with mine. In other words, the loser got me. I preferred to work with Paul because I knew of him. He was a really nice guy, good-looking and well-liked. But I kept asking my friends, who is this Ted Haggard? Actually, I was surprised he and I hadn't met before because loads of my friends knew him. Still, as I watched the two men argue over who would move, I couldn't help thinking, please, God, don't let Ted Haggard be the one who gets the dorm paired with mine. But I had a feeling things weren't going to go my way. To my dismay, Ted lost. He had to move to my partner dorm, and he had to work with me. I wasn't attracted to Ted right away. For one thing, I was engaged to my high school sweetheart at the time. He had recently asked me to marry him, so I certainly wasn't looking for a boyfriend. After getting to know Ted a bit, I found that he was not only friendly and outgoing, but was also a veritable whirlwind of activity. In addition to going to school full-time, he was serving as the interim pastor of a church in Tulsa. In fact, he was so busy that I found it difficult to pin him down and get him to work with me on spiritual life activities for our dorms. One of the first activities we planned was a combined men's and women's retreat. When I arrived at the evening meal on the first night, I discovered that the organizers had arranged for guy-girl seating around the tables. I spotted Ted seated across the room and walked over to ask him about a joint presentation our chaplains would be giving later that night.